Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the daily collective message. Keep in mind, timing and energy is still fluid. This reading could play out today or over the next several days. This reading may or may not be for you, so please only take with you the messages that resonate and leave behind the rest. This reading is also not sign specific, guys, but I will call out any zodiac signs that I do feel need mentioning throughout the reading. We do have the moon transitioning through Pisces right now. So you might find yourself overwhelmed with the heightened sensitivity when it comes to the energies, a lot of emotions. You might want to get grounded. You might want to spend some time near some water when it comes to the intensity of this heightened awareness that's coming through. So let's jump in with some cards, guys, and we will see what needs to come through for a message today. Maybe it's time to pivot. I think divine timing is at play in your life, and Spirit knows how much work you've already done on the spiritual journey. And they also know that you're kind of ready to level up. So you might have to pivot point. I think be prepared to be presented with a fork in the road. The divine wide point where you're going to have to make an important decision. And this is going to have substantial impact when it comes to your life. And I think divine time says the time is now to make that important decision. Pivot. Maybe it's time to pivot in a new direction. We are encouraged to practice unconditional love. Definitely, many in the collective are going through this very profound spiritual transformation at this time. Basically, shedding all of these negative layers, negative relationships, whatever's not serving your highest purpose. I think it's kind of time to cut those energetic cords once and for all. I think you might be encouraged to spend time alone. You might want to spend time alone as you kind of go through a very intense heart awakening. I'm hearing broken open. And really, the heart way is the gateway to our psychic gifts, to our psychic reception. And we kind of have to go through ripping open the heart in order to understand some very painful karmic lessons. So I think get ready to dive deep when it comes to resolution, when it comes to some past life experiences, some past human experiences this life. And you are encouraged to work through the pain. We can't mask the pain. We can't stuff it down. We kind of have to feel it in order to heal it. And this really is an opportunity to turn this pain into a lesson of growth. And I do think divine time says it's time. It's time to fill your heart with forgiveness, to fill your heart with love and compassion if you are to move forward with this very intense, loving energy that's coming forward, because we're kind of all being pushed into our soul's purpose this life. We all, every single one of us, has a greater purpose that we're kind of here to fulfill. And I think the energy is encouraging us as a great collective to embrace this heart awakening in order for us to step into love and compassion in everything that we do. So whenever we're closing out a very painful karmic cycle, the energies get quite intense. The energies are kind of saying, hey, this is being forced to the surface once and for all to be addressed, because there's a block when it comes to stepping into unconditional love. And we practice unconditional love by showing that love to ourselves first and foremost. We can't promote healthy relationships in any areas of our life until we practice showing love to ourselves first and foremost. I talk about that all the time. If you can't keep your own cup full, you're not going to be of use to anybody else that you are connected with. So release criticism, whether you're the criticizer or you're being criticized. I think there's a need to reject something unhealthy in your life that really has prevented you from this deep spiritual healing that's trying to come through. So get ready to face some challenges, some changes, a pivot point in the energies as part of this opportunity for your expansion, for your growth. Change is the one constant in this human existence. Nothing ever stays the same. And when we embrace change from that open heart, that's when we can really step into this soul evolution when it comes to this great awakening. So get ready to be triggered and put to the test. I think it's time to address a pattern with yourself and another within a one-on-one relationship, and to bring this negative behavior up to the surface that is needing to be addressed and corrected. And the energy is going to keep intensifying until this is addressed. And many of us fail to recognize these patterns or to fully learn these karmic lessons because many of us are afraid of that space between having to go into the void of not really knowing what's next, but knowing that, hey, this isn't really meant for me anymore. And, you know, it's in the void that we work through all of these shadow aspects below the surface in order to shift that perception, to, you know, reprogram our thought process in order to, you know, step into our highest potential. So with all of these North Node aspects, I do think quiet introspection is going to be needed. It is within the quiet alone time that we can truly disconnect from any outside negativity and just be within our own presence and within our own energy when it comes to facing these challenges. So where are you needing to clear some unhealthy, unwanted karmic attachments? You know, many of us have to go into the pain of the memories of any past trauma when it comes to all of this unhealthiness in our life in order for this very transformational releasing and renewal. And we do that by opening up the heart. I think somebody's being forced into being broken open in order to maybe return to a state of telepathic connection with another. You're likely connected with another in the spiritual realm, feeling each other's thoughts and emotions. And before you know it, you're about to step into this brand new cycle of romance, this brand new life, where everything is going to look vibrant and alive again. So if you're not quite there yet, I think you soon will be. But you really got to trust in that gut feeling. You really got to trust in your intuition when it comes to these energies, because your intuition is never ever wrong. And there's a fine line between fear and intuition. So fear is led by guilt, shame. Intuition is led by the heart. So trust in the messages you're receiving from your higher self, because your higher self does know what's best for you, and so does the divine. And spirit wants you to know universal timing says you're ready. You're ready to level up. You're ready to find your inner truth. You're ready to step into authenticity and release all of these misguided falsehoods that have led you down the beaten pathway, because now really is the time to shine light on all of this negativity in order to really step towards what your heart and soul truly desires. And the energy is going to keep intensifying as we inch closer to that Aries new moon. So you might be in for a reconciliation or a reunion with a loved one. This does not have to be a romantic partnership, although you are in telepathic connection with somebody here, likely a deep spiritual soulmate connection. And perhaps it's time to reconcile any past disagreements, any past resentment and bitterness, as you kind of seek to be that student of life. And it doesn't matter how progressed you are along the journey, there's always another layer. There's always another lesson to be learned. And when we go into this deep meaning of our personal existence, and we, you know, embrace this yearning for growth and knowledge and expansion, that's when we can really begin to share the lessons that we have learned with others, and to, you know, bring that knowledge and wisdom that we've attained through any traumatic negative experiences and share that wisdom when it comes to your spiritual path. So get ready to embrace a major shift as you prepare to step into this new life, seeking that truth and reconciliation. And, you know, in order to step into these new cycles of unconditional love, growth, and expansion, we do kind of have to reconcile any past triggers in order for us to clear those negative attachments, those negative energy cords. And we do this clearing by spending time in solitude. Many of us on the spiritual journey spend a majority of our time alone, and it is within the aloneness that we go through this deep sense of spiritual purification. So get ready for something to be illuminated. You might need to show compassion, or maybe you've been overly compassionate when it comes to dealing with somebody that's played into addictive, unhealthy patterns. Maybe somebody here desperately needs to seek some counsel when it comes to some addictions. But I do feel something is definitely being illuminated when it comes to, you know, maybe a trauma bond, something that is needing to die away, something that is needing to be completely over. It's kind of time to let the sun set on the past, to show compassion to yourself, because until we know better, we can't do better. So I do think something is being illuminated when it comes to an unhealthy situation, in order for you to demonstrate compassion in everything that you're dealing with. But I think after the storm comes the illumination, and somebody's been withholding some truth here that's created a deep sense of confusion, fogginess, disillusioned energy. I'm being shown the Seven of Cups, and somebody's been withholding some truth here, and I think somebody's about to get very angry and accuse another of maybe, you know, withholding some truth. I do think there's sadness and loss, perhaps with a connection that maybe you thought at one point in time was going to be your life partner. Or maybe there's sadness and loss over walking away from a life partner. Somebody's missing out on something here. There's some regrets here when it comes to withholding some truth, I feel. Somebody's in deep need of some compassion as some secrets kind of get exposed with the secret that came out in reverse. So somebody's not being honest here. Somebody's not being honest. They're not telling the truth. There's definitely some secret hidden motivations, especially when it comes to some past regret. Wanting to erase the past. When it comes to a soulmate connection, I think somebody maybe walked away, locked the door on the past, maybe didn't ever want to look back on the past, and something is about to come forward with a vengeance, because there's clarity coming. So there's clarity coming when it comes to somebody that's been hiding some truth. You're dealing with somebody here that's been wearing a false persona, wearing a false mask, masquerading as something that they're not in order to create this very addictive trauma bond within a very unhealthy connection. Maybe it's time to lock the door on the past. I think somebody's been hiding regret when it comes to missing somebody from the past. There's definitely going to be some exposure when it comes to whoever's been hiding some truth. And maybe this exposure and this revelation of secret is going to clear the confusion. I do think an ending. I also feel you might be in a lot of contact with your ancestors, with your guides that have crossed over. I think Spirit's trying to bring forward some clarity when it comes to a reunion, a reconciliation with somebody that Spirit intends to be your life partner. So be ready to read between the lines when it comes to a very unhealthy attachment. It may appear loyal on the surface, but I think there's a lot of disloyalty. The energy feels very cold, very detached, black and white. Maybe somebody's left you on red for quite some time. Maybe somebody's ready to finally embrace this renewal, this transformation, and this fresh start. But I think there's definitely going to be some accusations in the energy that you're going to have to deal with that will create a layer of confusion. And maybe this is a part of learning a very painful karmic lesson of withholding some truth. There's definitely somebody grieving the loss of a lifetime partnership, a life partnership, missing you deeply. And there's that energy of you might want to spend some time near the water in order to sift through all of this pain on the heart when it comes to regret, shame, remorse, guilt. You know, we can never lock the door on the past if we haven't fully assessed the pattern in its entirety. So I do think something coming back from the past to be addressed, where there's been some hidden motivations, and there's some clarity coming about what it is you need to be loyal towards moving forward. Somebody's definitely working on releasing some very deep feelings of inadequacy and shame acquired from a past loss, I feel. Some past traumatic experiences, needing to own this inadequacy and to learn this lesson, to, you know, embrace humility and acceptance. You know, sometimes we play into a lot of arrogant energies when we're in that low vibration, and we need to understand we're all created equal. And I feel somebody's in like an arranged union, maybe staying stuck because of the status quo or, you know, financial obligations. And I think get ready for some devastation in order to restore your overall wellness. There's definitely a loss of a life partnership here. And somebody, I feel, is longing for somebody that maybe they have abandoned in the past. Interesting. Let's keep going, guys, and see what else needs to come through. I think major lessons are being learned when it comes to this past life karma that we came to clear here along the spiritual journey. And I think divine timing is kind of saying you really need to protect your energy. You really need to protect your energy from any lustful, fleshy desires. Somebody definitely went towards a lustful temptress, a lustful, tempting connection that really wasn't their true heart's desire. I think they got duped because maybe somebody didn't know their self-worth. Somebody's definitely feeling very inadequate within an unrequited love situation that was likely built on lustful desires, the sexual connection, and it's kind of time to release this unrequited love situation. Maybe somebody is feeling the loss of somebody that they weren't able to be with, who truly does have their heart. And it's almost like somebody is dying on the inside when it comes to this broken connection, wanting a reunion, wanting a reconciliation, releasing any fears of, pardon me, not feeling good enough. I think somebody's resisted sharing this truth on their heart for quite some time. They've given freely to all of these unhealthy connections, which has resulted in somebody feeling completely drained. And it's kind of time to open up when it comes to going towards a reciprocal, healthy relationship. Pay attention to the music. I think a lot of telepathic messages are likely coming through songs. There's definitely this feeling of not belonging anywhere, and this very unsettling feeling below the surface really has affected somebody's self-worth this life. And we're all here to ground our highest self-worth, to know our worth, to know our value. And we do that by embracing our uniqueness and our combination of qualities that nobody else possesses. There's only one you, and nobody can mimic you. Nobody can, be exactly who you are. So I kind of feel somebody, I'm being shown the Hermit, is deep in this aloneness. And this solitary energy of spending time alone is going to allow somebody to break free from a very enslaved karmic contract. If you are feeling lost along your journey, you have to choose to take action in a new direction. You have to choose freedom. I think somebody, is playing into a very karmic circumstance, feeling like they're at the mercy of others, and it's kind of time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye and to devote yourself to your true spiritual path as the energies coming through. So let's jump in with some tarot and see what other energies need to come through. Yeah, somebody's been all up in their head, nightmares, can't sleep, can't eat, full of stress, full of anxiety. Oh my God, how did I get here? I feel stabbed right in the heart. If you look at that card, there's like a dove stabbed right in the heart. And there's a lot of truth coming forward, maybe about this Queen of Cups, High Priestess, Pisces energy, very strongly. When it comes to some scrolls, some Akashic scrolls, some very deep roots that the two of you share, this is a very interesting High Priestess card. Look at the top. That's like the tree of life. Look at all the roots around the crown chakra. So I feel somebody's been coming into an abundance of downloads when it comes to some deep familial ancestral karma, some deep familial roots. When it comes to, I'm being shown Atlantis energy, the timeline of Atlantis, mermaids. Definitely somebody is losing a lot of sleep, all stressed about maybe coming forward and making things right. And perhaps there was a Queen of Wands that was a block to somebody taking action towards their true heart's desire, creating all kinds of conflicting energies. There's a drama queen here that likes to create drama and chaos, feeds off of creating all kinds of issues within a social circle. And maybe it's time to take that leap of faith in a new direction, because you don't want to spend your life living in regret. And maybe it's time to make amends. I think somebody definitely got duped with a fleshy connection here. So let's see what needs to come through for the collective when it comes to these energies today. The Tower. Get ready, because somebody's been in a very dark place, a dark energy. Something's about to get blown the lid off with the Sun reversed and the Tower. Unexpected upheaval is what I'm feeling. Could be dealing with a Leo. Scorpionic energy, Mars. So we get the Tower and the Sun. And then we get the Nine of Swords flipped out again. So yeah, somebody's been in the throes of, you know, this mental exhaustion. Likely not getting much sleep at nighttime. Playing into some very dark energy. I don't think there's happiness here. It's a foundation that's false, that's needing to crumble to the ground. Maybe somebody's getting thrown out in the energies. I think it's been dark for quite some time. And the universe is kind of saying, yeah, you've spent a lot of time on this foundation and it's really not yielded the growth or the abundance that you've put the time into. So somebody is at that divine Y point, at that crossroads, needing to choose a new path. You got the whole world in your hands. Maybe it's time to wave the white flag and to take that first step forward towards healing. I think somebody's come into a lot of truth that has created this very intense heart chakra awakening. And look at that. It kind of looks like the temperance angel above. Definitely some exposure when it comes to some thieving, some cheating, some stealing, some manipulation. And there's that, taking that first step before those ships sail away, because there definitely was a missed opportunity in the past, likely due to some third-party drama. And I think the universe is trying to say, hey, there's still an opportunity to reconcile and to have that reunion. But you're going to have to, you know, do a little research. You're going to have to cut through the fog. You might even have to send a message. I think somebody's been kind of lurking in the background, trying to figure out if you maybe got some options on the table. They've definitely been withholding coming forward and saying, hey, I want to work on this. And they're kind of being presented with that pivot point, needing to choose between two lovers and embracing the end of a very toxic karmic situation. It's kind of time to expand your consciousness, to shift that perspective, to gain a sense of enlightenment, and to quickly move forward with some communication, because this is what you're going after. Your wish fulfillment. So the energy is saying, allow the Tower to fall, because if you don't leave on your own, you might likely get thrown out. I'm kind of being shown two people being thrown out of a home situation. Maybe somebody's getting evicted. I'm not entirely sure, but it kind of feels like the time is now, because you're in a foundation. Oh my goodness, and the card is like way down there. You're in a foundation that isn't working, and the universe is saying, hey, I got a connection here, a deep spiritual connection. Look at that. We got the tree with the apple. Somebody, you know, got duped by a karmic connection that had the veil over their eyes. And I think somebody's life is about to go up in flames, because it's kind of time to go towards a connection where you will be 100% authentically yourself. These lovers are completely naked. So it's kind of like the nakedness of sitting in this truth, Gemini energy. This is going to lead to a very happy, stable home life, a celebration, a union of some sort. And I do feel a masculine that is very angry, very bitter, wanting to go towards his true heart's desire. We have the Emperor and the Nine of Pentacles, and there's that Temperance, healing some past heartbreak. There's a lot of memories here, a lot of nostalgia. There's a lot of love here. This is a connection that you have known before, a past life connection. And I think this is the lifetime where the two of you come into union. I do feel a masculine that is felt, you know, chained to something toxic. He's had barbed wire over his heart when it comes to, you know, reliving the past. Feeling sad over, you know, walking away from a very independent energy. Aries, Taurus, Sag. But we got this beautiful Nine of Pentacles, pre-Empress. She's living the good life. She's trusting in her intuition. There's a lot of growth. There's a lot of abundance. I don't think she wants or seeks for anything. And this masculine's kind of looking back, and I don't think he likes what he's seeing. I think he knows maybe this pre-Empress has a lot of options. I think he regrets maybe walking away from something that could have led to a very happy home life. And somebody's getting ready to take back control of their life. They're ready to get in the driver's seat and to come in with an offer, because there's a lot of passion here. There is a lot of love. This is the connection where the two of you will see eye to eye. You will work very well together. There's definitely been an activation when it comes to some Kundalini energy. You could be dealing with a Cancer. But I do feel somebody wants to come in with that love offer. They want to come in with an apology. They want victory and success with you. And the divine is saying now is the time to take that decisive action. But it might require laying down a long-standing burden when it comes to some third-party interference. And I think somebody's carried this weight on their chest. If you look at, he's carrying it in front, not on his back. Carried this weight on their heart, on their chest for a very long time. And I think the time is now to release this mental exhaustion and this burden when it comes to this third-party interference. It's kind of time to get out of the darkness. So whatever was not just is being, you know, rebalanced, karmically rebalanced. Maybe there's a masculine going through a period of disillusionment. I think definitely at rock bottom, learning a very karmic lesson. I do think maybe there's been some blocked communication. Somebody's definitely had the veil over their eyes, and I think they're sifting through a lot of confusion, a lot of fogginess, and I think it's been dark. But I think somebody is still, you know, moving forward, packing up and moving homes, leaving a very, you know, distorted situation that's created all kinds of illusions and delusions, because there's been a lack of truth, and I think some truth has recently been exposed in order for this karmic rebalancing. So what was not right and just is being rectified in the energies today, but I would like to look at this justice reversed, because I kind of feel somebody here was manipulated, absolutely, with the Five of Swords, which kept them in this juggling energy. Somebody was playing games, juggling two options. And I think there's a lot of stormy emotions when it comes to some blocks being removed. I think somebody's done a lot of fuckery behind your back, has withheld this truth from you behind your back, kept you stuck at the crossroads. And I think the time is now to dive deep into these waters of truth. A lot of divine truth. I feel a lot of higher energies coming through, and it's going to be a challenge, I think, to rebalance the situation. There's without a doubt going to be a realignment here, and I feel a masculine getting ready to take charge of a situation and to come in with that solid offer. They want to work well with you. They see you as a lifetime partnership. They're coming in with passion, stability. They're grounded, they're stable. They see a new opportunity to perhaps sign a new soul contract in order to close out a major karmic lesson and to bring healing into a situation that I think has plagued somebody for a very long time. Earth energy again, fire energy, and we have all of the fixed signs with the world and Aquarius with the stars. So I do think there's a lot of love here. It's kind of time for this lesson to come full circle, for somebody to take control of a situation and to find their passion, their drive, and their determination to come in with that solid offer. Because I think somebody feels like they missed out on wish fulfillment with somebody that did give them a lot of love. And maybe you're not giving love anymore, and this is creating a shift. But I think get ready to receive a message. Somebody is going to be reaching out. They're coming in for wish fulfillment. They're making peace with the past regrets. When it comes to this third-party interference, somebody knows it's time to embrace self-love and to rebalance a very unhealthy, toxic situation that I think they got led astray. So what is this Tower energy about? The Moon, Cancer, Pisces. Somebody's been living in an illusion in fantasy land. The blocks have been put on. Somebody's, you know, I feel, intentionally blocked a soulmate union from coming together. Very well could be a Pisces or a Cancer. And I think it's kind of time for this unveiling, for these secrets to come out, for somebody to take the blinders off, and to maybe leave a very unhealthy situation out in the cold. So this could even be total financial ruin as a foundation crumbles. But this is where you kind of find the drive and the determination to do the hard work, the planning, to, you know, restore a sense of balance in your life, to get grounded, to know your worth, to know your value. Do get ready to receive an apology. And I think they know they're up against somebody that's, you know, mastered a karmic lesson already. They've got they've got their guard up, and I think, you know, it's kind of time to just have that conversation, is kind of what I'm feeling. So let's jump in and grab a couple of romance cards. So pay attention to the red flags. I think somebody, you know, has had the signs cautioning them when it comes to a master manipulator, creating all kinds of intense challenges, preventing this spiritual reunion. And it's kind of time to pay attention, because it's time to release this very unhealthy energy. Release your ex, because you are attracting new romantic love in your life. And if you're going to enjoy this connection fully, you kind of have to clear your energy. So I think somebody's being attracted towards you. They are hoping that you will be willing to work on this partnership, that maybe they've walked away from you in the past. They want you to be willing to open up your heart to hear what they have to say, at least, because there is a lot of passion here. And somebody from your past is returning for that reconciliation. And I think maybe it's time to heal these family issues at the core. And if you don't want your ex to come back, then maybe this is not your reading. It doesn't have to be somebody that completely destroyed your life. It could be somebody, like I said, all the way back to childhood. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But perhaps it's time to heal these family issues once and for all. And keep an open mind. This might be somebody you don't even expect returning. Maybe it's something unusual. Maybe this is going to be very unexpected. But I do think this is going to lead to true love and the romance of a lifetime. So I think you are encouraged to make the effort. Great love is always worth taking those guided steps. And I do think this very well could be the one that you will live the rest of your days with. This will be a romantic partner that will turn into a lifetime commitment. So get ready for some action, because somebody's coming in and they miss you, and they've been holding on to this for a very long time. And that's kind of what I got for a message today, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin flame reading with me, please feel free to check out that description box below, guys. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.